Hello, everyone, and welcome to Embracing Your Essence on Lilydale Radio. I am Colleen Van Der Zijden, the host of the show tonight. And as you are joining in, please do say hello and tell me where you're from, that kind of thing. I've got a great show planned for you again tonight. We had such fun last week doing mini readings and intuitive guidance that we are just going to continue on with that. And while you are joining in, I will just go through my details as I always do. LilydaleAssembly.org is the official website for Lilydale Assembly. Lilydale Assembly Incorporated is the official Facebook page. My website, ColleenVanderzijden.com or BeCourageouslyYou.com. Both of them work and go to the same place. And my Facebook page, Colleen Van Der Zijden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. And hi Sherry, and I will remind you periodically through the show tonight that if you want a mini reading or any kind of intuitive guidance, that kind of thing, you need to be on my page, Colleen Van Der Zijden, Medium and Empowerment Coach, because I cannot see the comments on Lilydale's page. So hi Judy, nice to see you. So as I said a second ago, hi Jackie, we had so much fun last week doing the mini soul readings and everything that we are going to go do it again tonight. So if you have questions and everything like that, and do not worry, I will tell you when to ask questions and stuff. Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. And hi, Shelley. So I also want to mention, not only am I a registered medium at Lilydale Assembly, I am also a certified empowerment coach. I'm a spiritual teacher, and I'm the author of this book, Courageously You, Magical Mind Games to Get Unstuck and Reignite Your Joy. Great book. Everybody tells me, and I agree. I look at it every now and then myself and go, hey, that's a good one in there, because there's some good information in there. So I'm just going to say hello to people as they're all coming on here. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. I'm very excited to see you again. And Jackie and Lori and Liz, I already said hi to, and Shelley. Hi, Jade. How's it going? And oops, it scrolled on me. Oh, goodness me. And Paula. Hi, Paula. Nice to see you. And Martin and Hillary and Haley and Julie. Yay. Thank you so much for joining me. And what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do some mini soul readings. We're going to do some intuitive guidance. If you have questions about spiritual growth, spiritual topics, raising your vibration, living as your soul, strengthening your power, how to handle a narcissist, how to handle troubling situations, whatever you want to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Hi, Dominique and Evelyn. Yes, dude did send you. And Yolanda and Karen and Sarah. Hello. So we can talk about all those topics and more. And I am going to talk just very, very briefly, I'm talking 1 or 2 minutes, about why it's important to know who we are, okay? And part of the reason I love doing soul readings and the whole reason I love doing soul readings and intuitive guidance is because it helps people step back into their power, reclaim their power, reconnect with their power as they're handling life. Because as you know, life has its ups and downs, and the energy can be a bit intense, as we've talked about. And I really love doing these things to help people see themselves differently and recognize they do have the power to change their lives. So when I do these soul readings, intuitive guidance sessions, it helps you get back into your power, living as your true self. Okay, I'm not going to solve all your problems and everything tonight, of course, but this is a good place to start to see yourself differently and to see that you do have the power to live differently and experience life differently. So last week we talked a little bit how we can lose ourselves, lose track of ourselves, lose our power, and I'm just going to mention this for like a minute or two, and then we're going to get right into everything right away. We have people who tell us who to be, how to live. They criticize us or judge us. Or we have our own inner critic that likes to go into overtime and tell us how awful we are, how unlovable we are, or unworthy. Do you guys ever have these experiences where you feel like people are judging you or criticizing you, or maybe they are outright doing that? Or do you ever have this where your inner critic just goes off the rails and starts telling you how horrible you are? So if you've had these, like where your inner critic drags you down or something's happening to block you from living your best life, being your true self, going after your dreams, all that stuff, feel free to post it in the comments. Now, if you missed my show last week, I went very much in depth on the importance of knowing who we are. And if you want to see it, you can see it on my Facebook page, Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Empowerment Coach, right under the Reels tab, or you can see it on my YouTube channel, Colleen Vanderzijden, my website, ColleenVanderzijden.com. You can find all those places there. So I'm saying hello to a couple more people again. Look at everybody who's joining me. How sweet. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I'm so excited and try to get to as many of you as possible this evening. Hi, Jeannie. I almost said Jenny. Sorry. Jeannie, Pam, Kara, Colleen, my favorite name, and Lynn. Lost track. Tuesday. I know I can't keep track of the days either these days. Hi, Kimberly. And yes, so Dominique is saying yes, that she's experienced some of these things, right? With the inner critic or people telling us we're not good enough. And the reason I wanted to ask you about this, hi, Ashley and Meg, is because number one, if something happens to you, there's a situation to you, you might be surprised to see other people have had the same ones. Yolanda, so over everything, waiting to die. Is this normal? No, it is not, Yolanda. Okay, you hang out. I'm going to come to you once I get done with my little teeny little talk for a sec. I will come right to you. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you too. So here's the thing, right? Other people dragging us down. We look around at what's happening in the world and we can feel perplexed, worried, scared, all of these things. And what happens is we can get stuck, right? We can get stuck in our thoughts. We can get stuck in our worries. Hi, Paula. We can get stuck in so many different ways, right? And the inner critic is relentless and can feel like we're out of control, that the inner critic is stopping us from doing things, or maybe even other people. Hi, Mary. Now, the way out of being stuck, and I'm just going to literally, I said like 1 minute on this, 2 minutes at most, is I want to talk about this because, again, it's so important that we understand that, number one, there's nothing wrong with us, okay? There is nothing wrong with us. So I'll backtrack for a sec here. We want to get out of this being stuck, and we're going to do that by being courageous. That means we see the fear, and we go and do it anyway. Last week, I mentioned about how scary it is for us to look at ourselves. And it is. It can be very scary to look at ourselves because we're afraid we're going to discover that we're a horrible person, that we're the horrible person our inner critic says we are, or maybe other people say we are, right? So we're going to be courageous because we want to look at ourselves and go, no, I'm done feeling like this. I'm done feeling stressed out. I'm done feeling like I don't matter. I'm done with all of this stuff. And I'm actually going to decide to reclaim my power by looking at myself and seeing what's really going on inside. I know it's scary. Believe me, I went through that myself. And what we want to do is go on this adventure. I call it an adventure because it is an adventure of self-discovery where you do see there's nothing wrong with you. You have picked up on beliefs and programming and conditioning that has basically told you your whole life that there's something wrong with you. So then, as we're living our lives, we don't take risks and go after our dreams. We don't speak up. We don't walk away. There's so many options we have when life isn't going the way we want it to or hope it would go. Now, here's the thing. You may have had rough situations, things didn't work the way you thought, or maybe you made choices that weren't the best. We've all been there and done that, haven't we? But really, all this means is that you're simply human. You're actually just human. And in our humanness, we get these piles, these layers that pile on top of our soul. Problems, challenges, self-judgment, fear, doubt. But when we start looking at those things, like what is the source of this? Where did this come from? Why do I feel like this? We realize by looking at them, we can start to use those situations as stepping stones to learning more about who we really are. And when I'm talking about who you really are, I'm talking about the gorgeous, amazing, awesome soul that you really are. That is the truth of you. That is the truth. Even if you don't think so, believe me on this, I'm right. Okay, I am right. This is who you are. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You deserve to have the best life ever. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to go after your dreams. Okay, you can have an amazing life. And when we start to recognize this, start to question these things, we realize we actually have the power to change our lives. To change how we're living, to change what we're thinking, to change what we believe about ourselves, to change what we believe about everything. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I know it sounds amazing, right? And Jeannie says, I tell my inner critic to knock it off, right? Just knock it off, right? Hi, Michelle. I'm glad to see you've joined us. Mary, you are hitting it right on the head. Hello, Lisa. Nice to see you. And here's the thing. I'm not going to go deep into this tonight because I want to get to this other part, right? But it's important, and it is my passion. It is my purpose in life. This is my purpose in life, is to help other people recognize they have the power to live their most amazing lives. That is my purpose in life. And it started with me learning about myself and getting rid of who I used to be, right? Who I seemed to be, the perfectionist, people pleaser, stressed out, I don't even know what. There's so many words that could describe how I used to be. And I'm in a much different place now. And if I can do this, you can do this. And as we discover and we really explore who we are, we do start to see how amazing we are. We want to, it's amazing. I mean, it really is, because one step at a time. Kimberly, here's my book, Courageously You. It is available at Amazon and anywhere books are sold. Did that sound like an advertisement? Because that's how they do it, right? Anywhere books are sold. So, Courageously You. Okay, magical mind games to get unstuck and reignite your joy. One step at a time you can get there. And then what's going to happen? And this will happen, I promise you, is you will find peace no matter what is happening around you. That doesn't mean you're going to be peaceful all the time. There are going to be moments where you're not, but you'll be able to get back to the peace. You'll be able to get there. You'll find more joy than you can possibly imagine. That doesn't mean you're not going to have hard times. It doesn't mean you're not going to be upset, but you'll be able to get back to the joy. You'll be able to find calm during the chaos. No matter how chaotic things get, you'll know how to get back to yourself, because when you get back to yourself, you're back in your peace. You'll be able to let go of other people's expectations and live life the way you want to. Not the way other people expect you to live or want you to live, but the way you want to. Look at all these wonderful things that happen when you figure out who you really are, that soul, that amazing soul that you are. You will find out that you are worthy, lovable, and deserving of an amazing life. It is possible. It is possible. I know sometimes when it's really hard, we think, I'm never going to feel better. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get there. But you can do it. One way is by using my book. There's a whole map right in there, if you will. There is directions, clarity, guidance on getting there. My specialty is to help people with this, as I said. And if you want a clear path, so you can live from your soul's authenticity, you can also check out my Courageously You course and coaching program, which starts in January. Early bird pricing deadline is December 1st. Side note. And this is where I help people who feel stuck or lost, like they don't matter, like they can't change their lives, that they'll never feel better. This is where I help them begin to listen to their inner wisdom, to become intentional about how they're experiencing their lives, to become empowered and using their power to create the life they want. When I do these soul readings, which we're going to get to in approximately 30 seconds, when I do these soul readings and intuitive guidance, I come from the foundational belief that the better you know yourself, your true self, who you really, really are at the soul level, the closer you get to being and living as your soul, you'll be in your power and you will have an amazing life. We are alive to enjoy it. We're not here to suffer. We're here to enjoy it. So soul readings can help you see what special qualities you came to this earth to express. Each person alive on this earth is here for a reason. And without you here, there would be a hole in this whole tapestry of life, if you will. So you are here for a reason. You are here to express some quality, something about yourself that is here to make a difference in the world. I know, don't take that as a big, huge, you've got to change the whole world thing. It is not that at all. It just means you start with yourself and your energy vibrates out. So what we're going to do is, when I do the soul readings, whatever qualities come in, my guide is over here. If you see me looking over here, that's what's happening. The soul quality that comes in, that catches my attention first. And this doesn't mean if I do another soul reading with you another day, something else might not come in, because of course we are always evolving and growing, and different qualities are in need of being expressed at different times. I will also be doing intuitive guidance. So if you've got something going on in your life and you're like, I don't know how to handle it, I can give you strategies or guidance, action steps, mind shifts, things to help you handle whatever's happening in life. This does not mean I'm going to say, hey, this is definitely going to happen. I'm not necessarily going to go down that path, because empowerment is empowering yourself, recognizing you actually have the solutions. That doesn't mean I'm not going to share whatever I pick up, but we never know what's going to come out of my mouth is what it comes down to, right? So here's how you're going to get a mini soul reading, or you're going to get intuitive guidance. Number one, you need to be on my page, Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. If you're not on my page, I can't see your comments, so then I can't answer you. Thank you for the stars, Haley. Appreciate it. And, okay, so you're going to do that. Number two, so on my page. So if you're on Lily Dale's page, you'll have to come over here. Sorry, I can't see both pages at once. Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. It should be at the top of the feed right here, okay? Oh, I also want to mention I've got a free gift for you guys up there, right at the top of the feed, right up there. Okay, ways to get your power back, no matter what's happening in chaos. Okay, it's a free gift right up there for you. Isn't that sweet of me? It is. So what we're going to do, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to post something, make a comment that catches my attention. It has to catch my attention. It can't be, hello, I just want a reading. I'm like, okay, sometimes I'll do it, but usually somebody says something like, ooh, I want to talk to you. And the other thing is the feed here is going to scroll. And so if you wrote something and I totally missed it, because especially if I'm channeling, I'm not looking at the feed, then you can ask it again. Just don't ask it like every 4 comments or something, because that's obnoxious for everybody else, okay? So you're going to do that. So you want to do something to get my attention. Okay, do you understand what the goal is now? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I've got 45 minutes roughly where I can just go. Karen, thank you for the stars. Facebook has informed me we have started a stars party, so feel free to send stars. And the freebie up at the top, Empowered Path to Inner Peace, 9 ways to create inner peace even in chaos. It helps you with your power. Okay, so we're going to Yolanda right now. Okay, because Yolanda commented that she's just tired and she's waiting to die. How many other people out there have had that feeling? I bet you there's quite a few out there, especially now because the energy is insane. Okay, so what we want to do, Yolanda. Okay, number one, I'm just going to do a little mini soul reading here for you right now, and then we'll go from there. You know, it's interesting, Yolanda, because you have such a loving heart. You have so much to share within yourself. You have had so many things happen to you that have just piled on top of you, and you have spent so much of your energy trying to help people, trying to get people to understand. You have externalized your energy, if you will. Yeah, that sort of makes sense. So it's like you send your energy out to people, and you have done that so much. It's like you have drained your energy. And today in my newsletter, I'm going to talk about that for a minute. What I discovered is that before I get out of bed in the morning, if I think about something that I want to anticipate in my day, it totally changes my energy. Now, sometimes when we're struggling and we feel depressed or lost, it can be a little bit of a challenge for us to shift our mindset to something, because we'll be like, our initial reaction will be something like, oh, there is nothing to anticipate. My whole life is horrible. But that's actually not true, is it? It is not true. There is always something good in our lives, and sometimes it's a little teeny thing. So we want to think about something to anticipate in our lives to help us access the more positive perspective. Okay, so we want to do that. So that's a first suggestion for you, because this will also, not only will it change your perspective, because you'll start thinking, well, what can I anticipate today? So you might think of fun and or exciting things. And this is what I said in my newsletter. If you got that, you've already read it probably. It could be something simple like a good breakfast, or maybe you remembered there was a piece of cake left in the house and you got very excited about it, or whatever, right? Or you could go, you know, what would be fun? And then go do something that would be fun, because this is going to replenish your energy. And for you, Yolanda, your energy is depleted. is what has happened. Your energy is depleted. You're a very loving person. And what we want to do now is turn that love back on yourself. You have so much to offer to this world. You have such a beautiful energy about you. And I have to tell you, the color I'm seeing is silver. And whenever I get silver, and it's a sparkly silver, and you know I love the sparkles, it's a silvery sparkle that goes like this, okay, which shows me you're connected to the divine, to the universal energy. It shows me that you are getting guidance, okay? And it also feels very healing to me. So you might also try meditating on silver, just because I mentioned it and what that looks like to you. We want to replenish your energy. So turning that love back to yourself, besides anticipating and looking for those things you might really enjoy, is making sure, and this is going to be a little different than normal, I would say, making sure you're getting out of the house and going to talk to people. Could be people you meet at Home Depot or the coffee shop or whatever. Make sure you're talking to people. This is going to replenish your energy. Obviously, don't talk to people who are jerks, right? Okay, so if somebody's getting on your case or whatever, don't talk to them, okay? Go talk to other people. The reason why we want you to talk to other people is it gives you a different energy and you'll feel better. So I will stop there because you know me, you guys. I'll go on and on forever. We'll be here all night, and literally all night. So there's that, Yolanda. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up so it doesn't all disappear on me. Okay, so Anne says, interacting with negative people, witnessing what they do in the world can be necessary to influence the activation of my own soul's purpose. Now, that's a deep question, Anne. So yes, exactly. So what Anne is saying is that the negative people witnessing what we're doing out there in the world is an opportunity for us to learn more about ourselves, to learn more about what our soul's purpose is. There's a lot of darkness out there in the world, but there's also a lot of light out there too. So what happens, and some of you will recognize what I'm saying, we see something happening out there in the world and we get upset, we don't like it. This is the opportunity to look within and go, okay, so what's going on here? Okay, why don't we like it? Well, because it's unfair. Some of the things we see are unfair, or people are hateful. So what can you do to make things more fair and more loving, right? And where we start is always going to be ourselves. If we're seeing a lot of hate out there, that means we need to love ourselves more and we need to love other people more. Okay, you might see people calling other people names. If we call them names as well, we are not rising above that energy, and we're also falling into that. And a more loving response would be maybe to try to attempt to understand why someone feels like they need to call people names. And normally if somebody is hateful, calling people names, they're usually insecure and they're fearful. So this doesn't mean we approve of their behavior. Absolutely not. It also doesn't mean we have to accept their behavior. Absolutely not. But we can understand that maybe they're coming from a place of fear. And then we can send, as best we can, pure, positive, loving energy that way. Not a manipulative energy where we are trying to control them, but just surrounding them, if you will, with positive energy. So whenever we see something that bothers us, we can use that as an opportunity to grow, to reconnect to ourselves, to reconnect to our souls. This is one of my big beliefs. And Anne, just to touch in really briefly, I just want to give you a little bit of a message for a second. I am feeling such a beautiful green color around you. Just so, so beautiful. And it is very vibrant and pastel at the same time. I can see whatever I see, right? And that color to me always represents the healing of the heart energy. Healing of the heart energy. And I want to acknowledge the healing of the heart energy that you are sharing with others. I can feel it around you so strongly. I'm getting goosebumps. You are making a difference in this world. And so I just had to tell you that. So thank you for the good question, Anne, and keep going with what you're doing there. Just keep going. Yeah. Okay. let's see. I know I've missed some things, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep going. Haley, going through many changes at this time and definitely going through this phase of transition. Guidance is appreciated. Yes, have y'all noticed that there are so many changes going on? Not just in the world, but in our own lives. What's happening is we are... as we're going through this consciousness shift, everything changing around us, it also has to change within us. So we have a lot of changes happening. Things we used to be able to do, we can no longer do. Multitasking, I always use that as an example. We used to be able to multitask, can't do it anymore. Things that used to be easy are harder. And Haley, this is so wonderful, actually, with you, because this is what I'm seeing. You're gonna like this one. This is kind of cool. What I'm seeing is a line, an energy line, okay? An energy line going like straight down from your head, right through your body, all the way into the ground. And it is like a spiral, okay? So it's a spiral. The important parts of this is that, number one, you're grounded, okay? You are grounded. Even though you're going through changes, you are grounded. Okay, everybody else, if you're relating to any of this, take it, right? You are grounded. Even though there's uncertainty and there might be some concern about what actually is going to happen, don't worry about it. Really, don't worry about it. Because you are grounded, you are getting information. This energy that I see moving through you is clearing out the things that you no longer need. And it's replacing your energy with really cool, awesome, light, vibrational energy that carries a lot of power. So even though there's lots of changes and you're thinking, it's nerve-wracking, isn't it, when we have so many changes or we have to make decisions? It's just so interesting, right? As humans, we find it very hard when there's rapid changes happening. And our growth right now, everybody, is very much accelerated. So in some ways, it's like we're all jumping off cliffs or coming down the highest slide of the whole world, out of control, not knowing where we're going to land. Here's the thing, though. If we trust the process, we're all going to land exactly where we're supposed to land. And so we shouldn't have to worry about it. We're going to trust, we're going to be guided. And Haley, that's what you're doing. You are trusting the process. And I really, it's so interesting. Normally, I wouldn't be like, don't worry about it. But really, it's true. That's the energy I have. Don't worry about the changes. Just trust you're going to be guided. Trust you're going to be shown where to go, what to do. It's going to work out. You are so connected and guided. I am loving this. Also getting goosebumps for you too. So I will stop with that. Thank you, Haley. That was awesome. Okay, everybody, don't forget to check out the free gift I have for you up at the top. You'll find it right in the description right there. It's the Empowered Path to Inner Peace, 9 Ways to Create Inner Peace Even in Chaos. In that little booklet, little ebook, are strategies to help you get back in your power. And when you get back in your power, you can handle all the stuff that's happening out there. You'll feel more like yourself. So I wanted to mention that before I forgot again. Let's see. Let's see. There's so many people. Jackie, she says, I need a recharge. I love that. You know what I wrote down this morning, Jackie? It's funny you say that. Reset and restart. I did a radio show on that many years ago, and I wrote it down to do a new project with it. So reset and restart, because we need to recharge, right? So recharging is wise. Okay, this is wise. Like talking to Yolanda earlier, she's got a lot going on, and so she's feeling depleted, right? So it is necessary, everyone, that we recognize the importance of our energy. We have to recognize the importance of our energy. If we are not careful, we can give too much away. The intense energy we have around us right now, we have to be ultra careful. And it is essential that we manage our energy. And part of that is not only having boundaries, saying no, saying yes in certain situations, but also recharging and replenishing our energy. Okay, what does our mind do? Our mind goes in cycles, right? We get a thought, blah, blah, blah. It sticks in our heads, and we need to step back from that and recharge. My favorite thing that I've been teaching for a few years now, and I mentioned it last week, and I'm going to do it again because I love it, is the pause, breathe, choose method. Okay, if you need to recharge, what you do is, as soon as you notice that your mind is going a little wacko, and I can recognize that in my head, certainly on occasion, you stop, you notice it, you pause. Okay, then you take a nice deep breath, you reconnect to your body because your body is going to ground you, it's going to get you out of your head. Okay, when we're in our head, we're disconnected from our body. So when we breathe, we go back into our body. Okay, so pause, breathe, and then you're going to choose what is going to replenish your energy. Okay, now do not do this. This is not necessarily just for Jackie, but everybody, right? Don't go, well, I want that person to do this, and then I will be feeling better and my energy will be good. No, it has to be inside ourselves. What can you do about yourself to recharge? We never wait for somebody outside of us to change before we feel better. We never wait for a situation to change before we feel better. We can feel better even with that stuff happening. So pause, breathe, choose. What can you do to recharge your energy? I highly recommend doing something physical, walking, cleaning the toilet, mopping, painting, jumping on a trampoline, whatever. Do something physical because it rebuilds your energy and gets you out of your head. See, the body gets you out of your head. This helps so much. Okay, so that's a simple thing to do. And Jackie, I'm seeing the color red with you. I guess we're doing some colors tonight. I'm seeing the color red with you. Red is one of my favorite colors. Red to me means safety and strength. Okay, safety and strength. So you are strong and you are safe. Okay, you might meditate on that color and see what you get. Okay, I will stop there. Thank you, Jackie. Let's see. Shelley, can being an empath hinder my other abilities? I feel like I spend so much time protecting my energy that I'm not always aware of my intuition. Good question. Empaths are one of my specialties. I love helping people who are empaths handle their energies and what to do. All that being said, now I'm like, I'm not sure what to say. Here's the thing. There is a way to protect our energy and strengthen our connection at the same time. Okay, so we want to protect our energy from difficult people, challenging people, disturbing situations, right? We want to protect our energy. We all know the simple one of don't watch the news, right? Just don't watch the news. So there's one, right? So we want to do that. But at the same time, we have to be able to connect with ourselves to have that empathic stuff. Now here, Shelley, I obviously am an empath. I'm an intuitive. I'm in the intuition a lot. Okay. I have to protect my energy. My poor husband, when we watch a movie, it's like, no, I can't watch that one. No, poor guy. He's stuck watching like Disney all the time with me. So we have this stuff happening out here. So in some ways, it's like I detach from the other stuff. I just detach from it and just leave it there. Okay. Once we make the decision to detach, have that boundary, and I'm talking an energetic boundary, once we have that energetic boundary, then we don't have to worry about it anymore. And I'm wondering if you're having to reset that energetic boundary too much. I'm wondering about that. Just know you can set it once and then leave it. Now, if there are people around you who are challenging and that's part of the issue, then there are other strategies, of course, you can do to help handle that. One, of course, is to make sure you limit your time with them. That's, important. I can only, if I know I'm going to be with somebody who is a challenge or difficult to handle, I have to kind of get my energy up so I'm ready for it. And then I have to make sure I don't overextend my time and do that. So, and here's the thing, Shelley, you are quite intuitive. And I feel like you might be getting intuitive moments and not even realizing you're getting intuitive moments. But there is also the sense that you are focused a lot on other things around you. So remember what I said about the energetic boundary and try that, set that energetic boundary and then forget about it. You don't have to keep setting it over and over again. And if you are having to set over and over again, then we've got another problem that we need to adjust. there. That's more of a practical step. Okay, I'm going to leave that at that. Thank you, Shelley. Okay, good. Let's see. Tina, I love these messages. Well, thank you. Let's see. Brooke, this is very beautiful. I'm glad I found you. I'm new here, but enjoying it already. Good. Thanks for coming, Brooke. Since I'm talking to you and you complimented me, apparently that is going to get your attention, my attention. She said, Brooke, I have to say, man, I love your energy. I have to say, as soon as I touched in with your energy, it's like my whole body just kind of relaxed, and I felt so wonderful. I just felt wonderful. You must be a really loving, kind person, and very caring with other people. And you must also have there's a gentleness here too. There's a gentle sense about you and your ability to obviously look for the good, but also your ability to connect with people is really quite stunning. You must have lots of friends, and you must work in a people field, because your energy is so, I don't know how to describe this energy, but you know what I mean. So anyway, Brooke, okay, right. And the colors I'm seeing with you, I'm seeing pink, and pink always goes for heart for me. And also, for some reason with you, that gentle part is just so strong. You're very nurturing. That's another thing he's saying, my guide is saying. And he is also talking about, you've had to work hard to get to that point where you're like this, and my guide is saying you've done a great job with this, and you are like a guide for other people as well. I don't know if you do intuitive work yourself. I would not be surprised if you do. And anyway, I'm just going to acknowledge that and say thank you for being you, because you're making a difference in this world too. I'm loving this. Thank you, Lisa. Goosebumps are good, aren't they, Haley? They really are. Now. Brooke says she needs a break. I just saw another comment. Mentally, physically, I'm exhausted. I'm too young to be this tired. I know. You know why, Brooke? It's probably because of your beautiful energy. I bet you soak things up nicely, too. Yeah. And, protecting the energy, like I mentioned with that other person. This is a good time, again, to mention the Courageously You coaching program, course and coaching program, because this is what I do in this program, is I help people see how amazing they are and give them action steps to help them step into their power. And it's literally a clear path for you to get there. If you're interested, check it out. It's on my website, ColleenVanderZuyden.com. Yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, Megan, I pause so much, LOL, to recharge. I just can't seem to juggle all my thoughts and feelings some days. Feeling a fog at work, but becoming happier in personal life, so that's always good, right? How to balance friendships, relationships, and work. Ugh. Megan. Yes. Let's just remind ourselves about the energy out there is insane, okay? It's insane, it's intense. Good, dark, light, etc. It's all over the map here, right? And what is happening is so many of us are getting overwhelmed. So the key, if you will, is going to be ruthless, in a sense, with how you're spending your time. Okay, you may have to cut back on some things, or I don't know if you need more alone time or less alone time. It's hard. It's right. It's the balance. It's the balance of how much time do we need. And part of our problem, and I'm speaking collectively because a lot of us are experiencing this, is that what used to work is no longer working. So that's some of the issue. I'm happy you're happier in your personal life. And there's so much overwhelm going on right now that I would suggest for you, and if this resonates for others, do this as well, to find something to do that is on the more creative side. Now, sometimes people say to me, I'm not creative at all. I don't mean go out there and paint the Mona Lisa, okay? But do something on the creative side, whether it's drawing something, coloring in a coloring book, knitting, crafting, there's so many creative things you can do. Dancing, making music, singing, humming. There's lots of things. I would suggest finding one thing that grabs your attention and doing that, because this is going to ground you back in to your body, back into your energy. And creativity is a soul expression, and that will help you. Then it's kind of interesting. You know me, you know I'm always talking about being ourselves, how important it is to honor our truth, follow our own path. Our humanness gets impatient. We want to know the answers, and we want the answers right now. Sometimes we just have to trust that part, right? And the checking in is going to be really important as well for you, to check in to what you really want to do. Okay. Sometimes I think we feel obligated with friendships or relationships when maybe if we check in with ourselves, it's like, you know what? I just don't have the energy for that right now. Or we know ourselves so well, knowing that even if we say that, we actually, once we go and hang out with people or go do something fun, we're going to feel amazing, and that's going to be wonderful. And if we know that's what we do, then we go and do it and have fun and enjoy it anyway. Oh, there's so many things, so many things. Yeah, so grounding yourself in, doing something creative, and checking in with yourself. Okay, that's enough. I won't overload you there. That would be too much, wouldn't it? Oh, I just saw a good question, Jackie. I'm not sure what that was, though. Colleen, why is it that I can read others but never myself? Before I continue, I must mention, make sure you're on my page if you have a question. Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. If you're on Lily Dale's page and you're asking questions over there, I can't see them. So make sure you're over here. Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. It is interesting, isn't it, Colleen, that we can read other people, but we can't read ourselves. And this is why we have been taught, programmed, conditioned from the beginning of time to focus on other people, not ourselves. It's ingrained. It is entrenched with us that we are so used to focusing on other people that we never learned to check in with ourselves. So what we want to do, and this will help, and the reason I know about this, Colleen, is because I myself also experienced this, right? I recognized how easy it was to read everybody else, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted, or I had no idea how to get intuition or messages about myself. And then I realized part of what I needed to do was check in with my body and start to really pay attention to my body. What is my body telling me? Our bodies are always giving us messages. A no answer is some constriction somewhere. A yes answer, we feel more open, expansive, more confident in our energy, right? And if we start to pay attention to what our body feels like when we're in a really good mood, we go, okay, this is what it feels like. But here's the thing. When we're in a really good mood, we don't pay attention to our body. We don't check in and go, hey, how am I feeling right now? But we want to have a little experiment. We're going to experiment with this, little science experiment here. When we feel good, we're going to check in. How do I feel? Okay, maybe a worried thought comes into your head and you notice, I've got a worried thought. How's my body feel? You'll notice the constriction someplace. So if we make a commitment to checking in with ourselves in our body, we're going to start noticing those subtle nudges, those subtle hints that our body's always giving us. Because our body is a connection to our intuition, right? If we have that feeling, it's like, oh, okay. Because what is intuition? A feeling. It's an energetic feeling. We pay attention to our physical feelings, then the energetic feelings become easier to notice. And then, since you already do intuition, we just kind of turn it back on ourselves. Now, another issue is that sometimes we want a certain answer, so it's hard to hear the intuition, if you will, or read ourselves. So what we want to do is not ask for answers. We don't want to ask for answers. If we start asking ourselves for answers, we go, I trust that I'm going to get the answer when I'm supposed to get the answer. I trust I will be led where I need to go. And that way, we let go of all that. And then, don't you know, that answer pops into our head whenever it does. But it always will. It comes. Sometimes you got to wait. I had to wait 4 years to get a message. I finally got it, though. Thank God. But I had to wait 4 years because I wanted to know something and it wasn't coming. And then finally it did. So we trust it. So some of those things can really help, Colleen. Try those out. They really can. Let's see what else. Let's see. Pam. Within a week's time, my son went off to college. Single mom, and he's my one and only. My job at 23 years closed down, and an elderly couple I loved and helped moved away. Woo! My head is spinning. I can't seem to quiet my mind enough to make new life path decisions. How can I see clearly what I need to do? Kind of what I just told whoever I was just talking to. It's already out of my head already. Oh, Colleen. Hello. Is don't make a decision. Don't make this decision. This is not the time for you to make a decision. Okay, our humanness wants to know the answer. We want to know where we're going. Your head is spinning because you just had some pretty big changes. Of course your head is spinning. My head would be spinning. Everybody's head would be spinning. So our human says, oh, I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. I got to figure out what to do. I got to figure out what to do. Da, 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 da. And our mind goes insane up there. So what we do is we don't make a decision. We decide, we accept that our head is spinning. We're not in a place to make a decision. We don't know what's next. We are going to be comfortable in the uncertainty and go, I bet you something fun is coming or something good. And then what we do is we go do fun things. I know, right? This is not the typical advice, is it? But that's what we're going to do. We're not going to make a decision. We're going to trust the answer's going to come, and we're just going to have fun. We're going to do things that feed our soul. We're going to do things that are fun. You're going to check in with yourself and go, what do I want to do right now? Then you're going to go do it. That's what you're going to do. You're not, let go of wanting a clear answer. Just let it go. Let it go. It'll come when it's supposed to come. It's true. I can tell you. It's true. Okay. Yeah, the time change, right? Don't forget the time change, how dark it is. It's dark at 3 o'clock. I know the sun's not setting until like 4:45, but it's dark at 3 o'clock. Okay, I'm just seeing who's going to grab my attention right now. Okay, Kimberly. She says, sorry. I need direction on a few things. I feel locked by fear. I need some help here. Okay, there's a lot of people who are feeling locked by fear, aren't there? So many people feeling locked by fear. We're afraid if we make a decision or choice, it's going to be the wrong one. We're not going to be able to get out of it. We're afraid that there is no right decision. We're afraid that the right decision will be the wrong decision, or the right decision is not one we really want. I mean, there's so much here. And I think I have a theme going this evening. Have you guys noticed there's a theme here? It's all about accepting how we're feeling. Okay, we accept I am feeling scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know what my next step is. We have a theme going around uncertainty and change. There's so much change happening right now. People who have everything all together are also experiencing this, right? There's a lot of change happening. And we have to, here's the theme, keep checking in with ourselves as to what we want to do next. And I'm not talking about making major life decisions. I'm talking about what time I'm going to eat dinner, what I'm going to wear, what would be fun to do. Those smaller decisions, not big ones. The thing about directions, wanting directions, always leads us, me and my guide, back to trust. We have to trust that the path is going to appear. I know we don't like that. I know we don't. Believe me, I've been there. I know. I understand. We don't like that. We have to trust. Eventually, as we evolve and get closer and closer to our soul, as we evolve, we want to move into ultimate trust, where we trust that no matter what is happening around us, it is leading us in some way to be closer to our soul, to live as our soul, to become more of our soul. That every single thing that's happening. Way back, and I tell this story in my book, and I've told it many times because it's a good story and you'll understand. Way back, I was looking for a house. I needed to buy a new house because I'd sold mine and I needed to move, right? So I was looking for houses, and I would see the descriptions of them, and I would get so excited. Oh, this one looks great. It's so pretty. Look at the windows, or look at the backyard. It's amazing. And then I would go drive by, and one was by the bus garage, the school bus garage. So they were warming up the buses at like 6:15 in the morning. Didn't want to hear that. One was by the train tracks. Again, sound, don't want sound. I like quiet. Okay. Another one, when you drove up to it, it was in a really bad neighborhood, right? And I got disappointed after doing this. There was one day I just drove to all these houses and I was so disappointed. And I thought, am I ever going to find a house? And immediately in my head, I heard, you're not trusting. You're not trusting that we're going to bring you the right house. And I was like, oh, here we go again. So every time I start feeling like I need to know what's next, I need to know what I should be doing, and I start getting worked up, it's always a reminder that I'm not trusting that I'm going to be led. So I know that's not the answer you wanted to hear, Kimberly. I know you wanted me to say, well, I feel this answer. But my guide, he's not big on that. He's more big on, let's try looking at it from a different perspective and getting back in our power and recognizing. And what happens though, Kimberly, which you will be excited about, is all we have to do is try to trust. We don't have to be perfect. Just remind ourselves, I'm trusting I'm going to be led. Our human part gets impatient. We want what we want and we want it now. But we're going to trust, we're going to be led, and we're going to go just do something else. We're going to get out of our head and think about something else. Now, if you need to make a decision immediately, that's a little bit trickier. And then you just make your decision as best you can, remembering that most decisions can be adjusted. They can be adjusted. Okay, hopefully that helps you enough. My book, which you had mentioned earlier, has more strategies in it that will be helpful for that. So everybody, I'll mention it again, my book. Okay, if you're looking for strategies to help you get back into your power, if you're looking for strategies to handle some of life's crap, there's a whole bunch in here. And I can tell you I have used them for years and years and years. And I still use them and they work. I don't share anything with you that I don't know works. If I'm sharing something with you, it's because I know it works for me and it works for my clients. And so there we are. I shall. Colleen says yes. Good. Glad that makes sense. Let's see, Brooke. I have been told I could tap into my powers, but never have. Ooh, that would be fun to do sometime. I need to get back up to Lilydale for a reading. I used to go to Patricia before she passed. Thank you for calling you. Yay. Okay. Okay, Michelle. I'm wanting to open up more. I feel disconnected from how connected I was as a child. Any advice or help? Well, it's different as adults, isn't it? Right? Because we have responsibilities, we have obligations, we have things we have to do, and we kind of lose that sense of freedom that a child has, right? And so you know what I'm going to say, don't you? I know you do, Michelle. Go do fun child things, right? Are you making time for the fun things? Because the fun things actually open us up. What I have found, and I have not painted in a long time, but I took watercolor painting lessons and I just loved it. And it was so much fun because I don't call myself an artist, but I enjoy the process, shall we say. As I was painting, I would move into an intuitive state where I just did whatever felt right. And I noticed that increased my intuition and my connection. Another thing, and I was just thinking about this today as I was driving, that I'm a violinist. I'm a professional violinist, as some of you probably know. And so I started playing the violin a long time ago. And I would practice in music school for hours a day, 4, 5, 6 hours a day of practicing my violin, which now I think, ugh, yuck, that's a lot of practicing. But when I moved more fully into the intuitive side. I've always been intuitive, but when I moved more fully into that side, I realized that all that work I did practicing in the zone of creating, of just doing something over and over and over again, made it easier for me to connect spiritually. So when it came time for meditation and doing things to raise my vibration, the practicing of the violin had helped because I was used to being in that zone. So we want to find something that gets you in that zone, and that's actually going to help. Isn't that interesting? Right? You didn't expect that answer, did you? The other one, and I taught a class in January called Transcendence, Rise Above the Darkness. And in there, we did a couple of meditations to help people literally rise above the darkness. And one of the meditations was basically meditating in the light. Okay, meditating in the light. So you sit down and you're there, and then you envision, you imagine, you feel light energy coming around you, whether it's a waterfall of sparkling lights or surrounding you or whatever. And that may help too. We all know meditation is what we're supposed to be doing to improve our intuition and our connection. Sometimes we don't find the time to get to it. That's part of the reason why doing art or something like that can be helpful, because it's a form of meditation. But that may also help too. So a couple of thoughts for you there. Okay, I'm going to scroll on. I don't even know what I said to you. Oh, yes, I do remember. Oops. Okay. Okay, yeah, you guys are going through a lot of change, aren't you? There's a lot happening out there. Again, I'm going to mention the Courageous You course and coaching program, early bird pricing. It's a great price. You get 8 sessions with me, an hour to 2, depending on how many people are in the class. An hour to 2, we're going to teach you strategies, going to help you step into your power. What I have learned, and it was amazing when this happened, by the second or third session, everybody started talking about how their intuition improved. When I first started doing this class, I had no idea that was going to happen. But then it makes sense, because the more you know yourself, the stronger your intuition's going to be. That made total sense. I'm so glad the guides told me to do this. So in that class, I'm going to teach you some strategies to do, things to do to help challenge you to look at yourself differently and see how amazing you are, and then strategies to handle crap. And so we'll have things to learn, and then we're going to have coaching. We're going to talk about things. It's amazing. Every time I have one of these groups, everybody becomes best friends. It's wild. So anyway, you should check that out. Exploring me. Will the fun and growth continue? Yes. And I'm just going to say yes and move on, because I tell you, I love learning about myself. I love looking at when I lose it. I love looking at when I get stuck in my worries and going, okay, what one do I need to work on now? Which one do I need to remind myself about? I love it. And the reason why I love it is because when it's fun, when it's a game, it's easier to handle everything. If I know I need to work on trusting, then I go, okay, I need to trust. And then I do my best to do that, right? I mean, it's a game. Life is a game, you guys. We should be having fun here. Kim says, since my soul reading with you, I felt so much freedom. It was life-changing. Woo! I'd love to hear from my past dog, Zen. I have massive guilt because I feel like I put her down too soon. She loved me more than any human. I can tell you right away, Kim, you did not put her down too soon. Absolutely not. You did it at just the right time. And the message is very clear that you knew that, but there was just that part of you that was like, no, you are fine. You are absolutely fine. Hi, Mimi. I'm so grateful that you are here. Loving all this acceptance, connection, and guidance tonight. Thank you. Trust is so beautiful and powerful. What time is it? Oh my goodness me. I talk so much, don't I? I have so many things to say. I should say we, because, he's really talking. And it's not really me. I listen to the Delilah show. Maybe I could, get my own little podcast on like Sirius XM or whatever it's called. You are so sweet, Rebecca. Kristen, I would like guidance on if I am on the right path in life. As a helper myself, I am doing my best, but I find myself being burned out and hopeless at times. I'm going to reiterate that the energy is so weird right now, and You're not alone on feeling burned out and hopeless at times. There are times where I feel like I'm not making a difference at all. I mean, honestly, I'm just going to tell you that. There are times where I think, does anybody really care? Am I making a difference anywhere? And then I come back and I'm like, this is what I love doing. So I'm going to keep doing it, right? And again, managing the energy is so important. If you guys have not downloaded my Empowered Path to Inner Peace, up there at the top of the feed, 9 ways to create inner peace. It's all about managing your energy and being your empowered self. It really is. And it's so helpful. I made it for you because I had so many clients and friends even who were asking for guidance on this, right? And that's why I have my Courageously You thing, so I can help people and give them this kind of information and really establish those strong relationships. And I know, Kristen, for you, you are a giver. And because the energy is really something right now, you have got to protect your energy. Okay. Just do a little and give yourself a break. Okay. I'm finding myself, I cannot, I've got so many projects. I love my projects. I really do. I've got some really good ones I'm going to tell you guys about soon that you're going to love. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. However, I'm finding that I start working on it and then I start to feel overwhelmed and I kind of have to step back. So it's different than how it used to be. So give yourself grace, Kristen, really. You are on the right path because I know you're a giver. I know you're trying to help, and I know it can be frustrating at times, and you're not doing anything wrong. And just remind yourself the energy is just so different right now. And where we feel like maybe we're not getting ahead, we are. We are getting ahead, okay? It just sometimes doesn't feel like it, okay? So give yourself grace. I see how beautiful you are, and I see how much you're helping people, and not only people around you, like family and friends and stuff, but other people too. I see it. So I believe in you. I know it's true because I know it's true. So there you are. So give yourself grace on that. Sherry, I'm trusting I'm going to win the lottery. Okay. I was told a long time ago I would never win the lottery. I was so sad. Yeah, uncertainty is something, isn't it, Lori? It really is. So it has approached 9 o'clock, you guys. Okay, so here's the question. Do you want to keep doing this again next time? You guys have so many great questions. So many things to talk about. I get to talk about you. I get to give you some of my wisdom and my guide's wisdom. And I love talking about things like this. So if you guys want me to continue, want me to do this again next week, write it down, put it in the comments. It's like, write me a note. Okay, put it in the comments. And I will do it next week. And I just saw Rebecca said, being authentic these days can be rough, right? Oh, right. And this is part of the reason I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it again because this program is amazing. The Courageously You course and coaching program. It's all about being you, who you really are. We want you to be who you are. You need to be who you are. You need to live as your true self. You really, really do. One of the best things Greg ever said to me when we first met was, you are so you. And I loved that because I'm kind of quirky apparently. And I'm kind of off the wall. I can also be stressed out and not so nice sometimes. But, right, we want to be our amazing selves. Everybody I meet, and I'm including all of you in this, all of you are amazing. You're all amazing. You're all here to make a difference. You're all here to enjoy your life. You're all here to live as your true self, as your soul. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps on that, right? You guys are amazing. So I'm seeing lots of yes, please. Isn't it fun? Don't you think it's fun talking about this? I wish I could talk to you all, every single one of you, but apparently I can't get to all 60 whatever of you. 67 were here at one point, 73 at another point. I can't get to you all, but Liz, help me with procrastination. I've had your book since June and I lost it in the mess in my house. Okay, sounds like it's time to clean. Okay, let's just do this again next week. Don't allow your power to be manic. Ooh, interesting. I like that idea. Of course, then again, I kind of like being a little manic as long as I'm not out of control, because then I get lots of things done. Well, anyway, let's do this again next week. And we'll see if Spirit wants me to talk a little bit more about being how amazing you are next week. Maybe I should do that. I should just tell you all you're amazing. Maybe I could come up with something fun, like a checklist where you could check it off to affirm how amazing you are. I don't know if I could do that. We'll see. Spirit will tell me what to do. That's what we'll do. Okay. I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. I have had a ball, and I have so enjoyed talking with you. And I'm sorry if I didn't get to you again this week. Maybe next week. And we'll go from there, right? It's all in divine order, because if you heard a message that I said to somebody else and it made sense to you, there you go. Everybody gets a message. Yay! Well, thank you so much, and I will move on with my evening. I so appreciate you. Love you all. Go out there and be your amazing, beautiful, wonderful selves this week. And then next week, I'm giving you homework. Next week, you're going to come back and tell me how amazing you are. Oh, that would be fun. That's what you're going to do. You're going to come here, and I'm going to say right in here how amazing you are. And you're going to say, I am the best listener ever. I am amazing. I am awesome. I am powerful. You're going to do that. I'm giving you homework. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye.